I did try to like have business email. You know what happened? Like it took me like a month because I don't know, like for some reason, like Google thinks like I'm a scammer or something like that. It didn't allow for my domain to. Yeah, man. Like yeah, I bought like three domains. You know what I mean? Like I paid for it. Like it's complete stress and like I got traumatized. Even like I did forced to Proton Mail. Like I went that far because I know this is important because I want the workplace version, right? Um, so that it would have immediate like um note taking and stuff like that. Anyways, I just want to share that. Uh,
Mm.
just because I don't have it. Okay.
Yeah,
Anyways,
it's okay. Anyway,
um,
so
okay.
yeah, so in terms of pricing, I don't really know. What I'm thinking in the future is maybe, I don't know, 2,000 to 7,000 for the lead magnet, depending on how complicated it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then for the newsletter could be included in the 5,000 a month, or it could be an extra 500 or 1,000. I'm not sure yet, because they really need a newsletter. But in order to get people onto the newsletter, they need a lead magnet. So
Mm. It's like a
if
yep.
yeah,
How about the landing page? Is that included with the lead magnet or is it a different thing?
yeah, so it'll be a landing page for the lead magnet.
Is that a
And then
separate like pricing?
no. So the landing page, the lead magnet landing page is included with the lead magnet. There could be a separate landing page for their niched service if we need it later.
Got it. Now I
But
get. Continue, continue.
yeah, I'm trying to work out what order we should launch with. I think first is the stepping stone offer,
Right.
then it's the lead magnet, and then it's the monthly content, something like that.
Yeah, I
Maybe
agree.
it
Yeah,
could
I
even
agree
be like
because.
a month
Mhm.
one.
Yeah,
Sorry.
because I think the last thing is always the retainer, right?
Yeah.
We always need to start with the one. I think this is what the thing that you will be saying to your clients too, right? Because
Exactly.
nobody's gonna like, okay, let's start a monthly recurring. Nobody's gonna. Yeah, I want a sprint. I like what you said, like the 4 week thing, right? It's all project based, and then everything is like kind of like a one time to see to gauge if you're really good or something like that. Even for us, when I'm doing it, it's so funny, right? This is what we're doing. It's like business. It's a normal thing. Okay. What else? What's my questions? Okay. Hold on. Everything. I really like the full service advertising problem, by the way. I'm clicking on that because I can visualize it. And I'm sure that they would literally vivid. Oh, I didn't know. Maybe some of, oh, I didn't know because they're older, right? Oh, I didn't know that it's destroying my business. It's hurting my business. I thought like the more people would see that we have a lot of things, the more they would incline for us to work with them. I didn't
Mm.
know that. Yeah, maybe some of them might have like that insight too with them. Literally, your name is gonna be applied to them. Yeah, I gain insight with Insight Live.
Yeah. That could be a good post where it's just the catch 22, because you want to be full service for your referrals, but you need to be niched for strangers. So how
Mm,
do you do that? If you niche your agency, you don't appeal to referrals. But if you stay full service, you don't appeal to strangers. So what's the solution? Niche your advertising for strangers and keep your core business full service for core referrals.
right.
That could be an interesting way to frame it.
I like it, and also it's a true like you feel like it's not like that idea. AI couldn't even like suggest that type of you know what I mean. Like that's a genuine human insight.
Mm.
um Based on data. You know what, I'm gonna be honest, like I'm really learning too just by me working with you. Like I'm being honest, like the idea of the data thing, because like I it kind of hurt me when you said like I don't want to be the guy who's like opinion, because I'm all about that, you know what I mean? Like, but I get what
Mm.
you're trying to say though. That's good if you have experience though, like Alex Ramosi of the world. But if you have and you're young and don't have, please keep it to yourself, right?
Mhm.
Just look at the data and just share it, and you're gonna be, because what's the thing that I like about sharing my yapping or sharing my thoughts is to gain influence, right? That's the goal. So I shouldn't be like, what do you call that? Shouldn't be attached about the process. I shouldn't be attached to the outcome that I'm getting at. I want to gain influence. So whatever means possible. So for now, if it's like I need to just present data, whatever, and then yeah. So I learned too. Like even after our conversation, that's my main thing personally that I got from that. Um.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think now we're officially so we in session two. Okay. So we lock in the ICP and then your positioning, I feel like. Today we're gonna run through a few things. I think we already have an idea already, like the big idea, the big promise, the USP. As you can tell, I'm running with you. As you can tell, like my copywriting process. Even though this is a ghostwriting, I feel like it's the same process at the end of the day.
Yeah. Same process. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Mm, okay. Yeah, I think I already kind of like have the big idea, but yeah, this is the hardest part, by the way, in copywriting, to find this big idea. This is
Mm.
the money making, because if you
Yeah.
have that big idea, essentially you won. Congrats, like it's so easy downhill. But if you don't, whatever tactics or whatever thing you're doing, like yeah,
Mm.
okay,
Yeah. It took a while to create.
right.
Cool.
And I
Next.
think you already have that though,
Mm.
you know. But if I ask you what's your big idea, what would it be?
Most likely niche advertising, not your agency. I have a few, but that's the one I'm leading with.
Hmm.
Yeah. The other one would be your marketing shouldn't just collect leads, it should collect data.
Can you repeat the first one? Niche your advertising, not your agency.
Agency.
I like that.
Mm.
And then the second one is
Your marketing shouldn't just collect leads, it should also generate data. Or your marketing shouldn't just generate leads, it should also generate data. Either or, collect or generate, whatever verb. But the niche one is the
the
one I've been leading with.
hmm.
Yeah. So the niched agency version of don't niche agency, niche advertising would be don't advertise everything you can do, advertise what you do best.
Hmm.
Yeah, obviously it might not be best, it might be what the market wants the most, but
Mm-hmm.
that concept.
That concept. Okay, so the big idea, I get what you're trying to say. So this is like yeah, a revelation too. I agree. But it's more of like a direction too that you're trying to do, right? Don't uh don't niche your right niche your advertising, not your agency. Um it's like the how line, right? And also the collect data is about how they should run their marketing as well. So it's like answering the how, right? Which is good, by the way. I was saying like, but I
Mm.
feel like there's one thing above that still a little bit. Um,
Yeah, you're right. For the data collecting one, the thing above that is don't just be competent in your field, advance it.
can you repeat that? Sorry, sorry.
Don't just be competent in your field, advance it. Yeah. So essentially, don't just don't just deliver good results. Create a better way for the results to be delivered. Essentially, you want to further your field. You want to come up with better solutions to old problems, new solutions to old problems.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that? Your marketing shouldn't just collect leads, it should collect data.
See, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that's that stack. And then the next level would be how do I not just collect leads but collect data? Well, don't just use a lead magnet to get information, use an assessment to get data.
Mm. See,
That's the tiers for that
yeah, that's
one.
the tier. Yep. Um.
I don't I can't remember what the level was above the don't niche or agency niche advertising.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember that one. I can try find it, but
Um, I have an idea of maybe of that because you already publish it publicly in your website. It's called advertise the thinking behind your work, not the work itself. I don't know if that's connected though, but I
mm,
think you kind of said that somewhere in your website.
yeah, I do. I have that as a bridge line between how do you niche your advertising and the tactics.
But that's a big idea though, like advertise the thinking.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Maybe we can more double down on that angle so that we can
Yeah,
find. But
that could be a potential. I haven't found that that's resonated with people as much.
mm,
For some reason, the posts that I've made with that concept have all done not so great. Whenever I talk about don't niche your agency, niche your advertising, that seems to do really well.
mm,
The posts, the conversations, all of that. But advertise your thinking, not your services. I thought that was good, but people don't seem to resonate.
mm. Yeah, so maybe like yeah, yeah, we already I don't want to change the how. It's like more of like the why. Yeah, I think the question like for the big idea is like the why. So if we niche your I think the strongest one is like niche your advertising, not your agency. Why? Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, we already answered the how. Yeah,
It's
that's
a good
good.
question.
Yeah, it's a good. Why would I even do that? Yeah, I know it works though. I like it. Both of us know it, the answer, but we haven't like put it in a structural one-liner piece.
I've been struggling with this one.
I mean, like I said, this is the hardest. So don't sweat it. Like there's a reason why it's the hardest one.
The obvious answer, which is not polished, we would want something polished, but the reason why is because that's how you stand out ultimately. If you advertise everything you can do, people compare your services.
Yeah, because like we kind of like already. So let me give you a rundown. Like let's start at the below, right, of what we did. So the mechanism, the engine, post and then boost what resonates, qualify with the diagnostic, nurture with insights, right? That's we already said that, right? Then the approach is like that, like what you said, the how to do it. Niche your advertising, not your agency. And then the big idea is like, yeah, that's the thing that we're thinking. There's actually a thing beyond that, which is the belief, which is
Yeah.
what you said. Don't just compete in your field, right? Advance it. But again, we have that. Again, this is like a we need to transpose in the formula. Like remember what I said. It's like
Yeah.
we only have one thing missing, which is the hardest to find, which is the big idea.
Yeah.
But we already figured out the other stuff, which is so funny to me because like before, you just need to figure out the big idea first, and then everything cascades. But yeah,
Yeah. The
yeah, it's an
so
insight.
interesting.
Yeah, it's an insight that we're gonna give to your audience. It's an
Yeah,
insight
exactly.
that AI cannot like get.
Mm,
Probably if you want, like we can hold this and then if it because it's an insight, you can run another. You know what I mean? Like just for this big idea thing. Because I think you can like so that it's fully you know what I mean? It's fully like even down to your big idea, you process it within your brand, which is I'm a data driven guy. So I didn't like hypothetically made up my big idea. I actually found it with my research, with my own research, not using. Of course, we're not gonna say that, but maybe in your call, man, when they ask you where did you get like, you can have a selling point of that. Yeah, I actually everything that I did to build my brand is data driven. So I just didn't like pull it out of my ass or sort of like just assuming things and things of that nature. Because like even for the other things that you said, they're all data driven ideas, right? Don't
mm,
niche your advertising, because you said that because you have that first run. Um,
yeah.
but I
If I
think
have,
we already have like an idea. Sorry, continue. Sorry.
yeah, one option is to just leave it as a placeholder for now and figure it out over time.
Yeah.
But the things that are important to me,
Mm-hmm.
I believe very strongly in authority,
Mm-hmm.
becoming seen as an expert. Obviously, that's not a unique thing, but that's something that I hold strongly to. I also hold strongly to advancing your field. Don't just be good at what you do, advance your field. Um, so I wonder if it has something to do with, again, it's hard to think on the spot. This is something that I need
Right,
to
right. No,
mull
no, no.
over,
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
but it could be something to do with the authority angle and potentially standing out.
Right.
What we need is a belief, therefore do this.
Mm. Yep.
So people, it's like people don't care about things that aren't relevant to them.
Right.
Therefore, niche your advertising. Or when competition is higher, people want to work with experts in their problem.
Yeah, let me type that. I think that's at least
Therefore,
close.
niche
I
your
think that's
advertising.
close. Yeah. When how do you do that? Yeah, yeah. But I'm just
When
gonna put
competition is high,
competition. Hold on. Is high. Okay.
prospects want to work with experts in their problem. That's not an insight, but that's
Experts. Sorry,
touching,
with experts on their problem or sorry.
yeah, experts on solving their problems.
Yeah. And this is like an age old like assumptions too. Like if I have money, I would just want to go whoever's the best because I have the money. Am I correct on that? Like and especially if there's
Yeah,
a seven figure people, they don't want to hire with newbies anymore, just because like, yeah, that's the reason why I'm here, because like I hiring top tier people only. So maybe that's an idea. Like I get what you're trying to say, yeah, because we're answering why. Why should I niche down, right? And also, if the belief is like to progress, like the above that, to progress your, yeah, the reason I like your idea, like, yeah, literally the big idea is like,
It could be more unique,
yeah, yeah,
but
but the core,
it's a direction
yeah, the
potentially.
direction.
Yeah. Yeah, because the reason for niching your advertising is to demonstrate relevant expertise.
Mm.
It could be that thinking angle of don't sell your services, sell your thinking, but maybe it just needs to be worded differently. Like, this is one of Alex James's slogans.
Mm-hmm.
Expertise is recognized, not advertised. What he
What he
means
mean?
by
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
what he means by that is you can't tell people you're an expert. They
Ah,
have to see it for
right.
themselves.
Mm,
And the only way to get someone to see that you're an expert is to speak specifically to their problems.
mm.
Therefore, niche advertising. Like in order to demonstrate relevant expertise, you need to be speaking specifically.
Okay,
So
so, mhm.
yeah,
Maybe,
experts.
so maybe we could like have a like incorporate like we could compare what they assume what could make them money, right? Which is maybe one of the assumptions. I don't know. Maybe we could make it strong. Like, maybe let's start with they assume as long as I'm the best agency, right? But for us, the angle is like, yeah, the best agencies, they're not, the prospects don't hire the best agency. They hire X. I don't know what that is. Like maybe the expert. They hire the person. Like I think what you're trying to say is like they. For me, if I would to unpack what you're trying to say, I'm not adding. It would be more about like they just need to be, because this is my before idea too. When I'm positioning myself as a ghostwriter, it's like what I'm saying is like you need to be positioned as a expert that you already are. Essentially, that's my claim, because I don't want to speak with non-experts. Um, so I get what I already have some thinking process with this idea too that you have, because like yeah, and what I came up with like is it doesn't at the end of the it doesn't even matter if you're an expert or not. The real thing is like you need to be perceived, right? Because nobody cares about the actual expert. Uh, just a random rant, like to gain the example here. Anatoly, are you familiar with Anatoly, the gym guy? Okay, okay. So while I was eating, right, I was watching him with Larry Wheels, the guy, the big guy. He's
Hmm.
just like Larry Wheels just asked him like, "You probably are top 10 in your weight," and then immediately, Anatoly said, "No, there's some guys out there that are like weight class lower than me, but they're pulling more weight than me." You know that what my insight is there? See, even
Yeah,
Anatol is not the top 10, and then he's the most viewed. Like the perception is he's top 10. Like Larry Villas,
yeah.
imagine like I having goosebumps. Like you know what I mean? Like that's what we're trying to say to them, bro.
Mhm.
Don't aim to be the best. Like to be perceived as the best. Like that's a nuance. Like that's a slight nuance that could
Mm.
potentially disrupt a way someone thinks. Nobody cares if you're the best. Like yeah, as a perceived the best for them though, because the best is also for me that word best is actually doesn't even make sense. It's subjective, right? Who's the
Yeah,
best?
it's
Even
subjective.
the
Yeah.
GOAT debate in basketball is subjective. So for me, the game is you need to play your cards right, right? You need to be the best for a specific, like what you said. Like I'm not trying to be the best LinkedIn. For example, for me, I'm not trying to be the best LinkedIn ghostwriter. I'm trying to be known as a ghostwriter that solve a specific problem with a very unique way of saying it, right? The silent interview. Everybody, that's the thing. That's the only thing that I care about, right? I'm not the best though. I'm not the best LinkedIn ghostwriter, but I know how to do that because I made that up. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying going back to that problem and
Yeah.
naming and claiming because I did that myself. So
Mm.
I get what you're trying to say. Yeah, yeah. Continue, continue.
Have you heard of Liam Curley?
Not yet. Yet who? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not yet.
He writes on LinkedIn, sends a newsletter. I really like his thinking. He's one of the guys that I like how genuine his writing is, and
Ooh.
so I take elements of that. It doesn't feel like he's trying too hard to be impactful and catchy. He's
Mm.
just sharing a message that's interesting. What he does is he studies experts, and the terminology he uses is he helps invisible experts become undisputed authorities.
Mm-hmm.
That's his wording. So it's like you can be good, but you're invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Let's figure out how to get your expertise to be visible so that you can be a recognized expert,
Mm-hmm.
not an invisible one, essentially. So it's that concept, but we might need to move on just for time's sake,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
and we can continue to think about this and discuss it over time.
Right. Big promise. So what's the promise now? So we have, yeah, we on pending, right? This is the hardest one. But I think the promise, I think I already have an idea. Like go from what? Like I think that's the starting point. Go from having, right? Having no leads with LinkedIn. I think this is the simplest say I would think. To um closing one client per month. I think that's what you said to me. But this is not you know what I mean? This is not gonna happen tomorrow, but this is the
Yeah,
ultimate big prom. That's the biggest that we can claim.
yeah, that's the big promise. Obviously, you can get bigger than that, 2 clients, 3 clients,
But I think,
but
yeah, under promise.
yeah, for most agencies, that seems to be the ideal, a new client a month, in a way that they see you as an authority and they want to work with you before they reach out. So it's not just winning a new client, it's doing so in a way that makes you look like an expert.
Mm.
Because if you send cold emails, you can maybe win a client, maybe, but will you be seen as an expert? Will they be willing to spend more? Probably not. So that's the big promise. And then there's 2 smaller promises under that. The first small promise is let's find out if LinkedIn will work for you. That's the LinkedIn ads experiment, the LinkedIn thought leadership ads experiment. The next promise is to actually have functional, predictable marketing that you're proud of, that's going out predictably. That's not an outcome, it's an output, meaning they haven't arrived at a goal per se, like more clients, but mentally, I think people care, like, oh yeah, I finally have a newsletter and a newsletter base. I finally have content that's going out predictably. I finally have, people starting to come and recognize, because from that they will have some attention. It may not be a client a month, it may be a client every 2 months. But for me, it was an awesome milestone when, like, first milestone is like, oh yes, this is working. Second milestone is like, yes, I have a system. And third milestone is it is functioning fully, predictably. I'm getting clients. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because if I said to you, hey, Francis, imagine you had a newsletter with 1,000 people on that liked your thinking, that were your ICP. Maybe they're not reaching out yet, but that alone is valuable. It's
Yep.
cool. It feels like you've achieved something. Like these people are reading and they're replying and they're interested in what I have to say. That's an achievement. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Those three?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, because with all of this, we're not building big audiences, we're building small, relevant ones.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't want 50,000 newsletter subscribers. We want 500 really valuable, relevant newsletter subscribers. For example, it would be the same with LinkedIn. We don't want
Yeah, because we're
500,000.
in B2B. Yeah, at the end of
Yeah,
the day, the LTV is so, and even the CAC, like we're not even touching CAC at this point, like the customer acquisition cost, right? It's probably like, I think I've heard, I don't know if it's true or not. If everything, like if you remove everything, like it's like 3,000
yeah,
plus or minus, 1,500. That's it.
yeah,
Whether
yeah.
you're spending 1.5K or 4.5K per client to acquire them. So that's essentially like targeting near to what you're doing,
Mm.
right? So yep. Okay, USP. Okay, let's start there. This USP. Yeah, when they are comparing you, I think we kind of solved this already, right?
Yeah, a bit hard to compare new category with a unique mechanism.
Yep.
Yeah, some other USP flavors. This is research backed potentially, but you would know these things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would be the standard stuff, right? So like we've stacked a lot of things. It's like this is research based. We're not just shooting in the dark. It's agency specific, and not just agency specific, 7 and 8 figure agency specific. Like just find someone else in Australia that's helping you. That already is going to be difficult. And then it's niching your advertising, not your agency. So we have a stack there of like a few different things. And then also again with the whole plan of becoming an industry leader. Like as I grow, so to give you an idea of where I would love to go to, is I'd love to be able to say I help agencies become the industry leader in their category.
Mm-hmm.
So they go from unknown to, yep, these guys are some of like the best in Australia.
Oh, now I remember. I just want to segue because I have deep thinking too with the thing that you're saying. I'm just gonna share what I call those experts. What do the guys say? Like undisputed. Like what's the problem that he mentioned? Like the invisible, right?
Yeah, invisible experts. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I call those types? Yeah, I got it. I remember because I deleted that doc, and now I'm very sad that I deleted that whole thinking because I transitioned to a new way. But I call them undercover experts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because I remember there's like a show, right? The Undercover Boss, right?
Mm,
So now I just use that idea like undercover experts too because like you seem like an undercover expert just because nobody knows who you are, but you're an actual expert though. So yeah,
yeah,
I just want to share like how the way I'm thinking too with what you're solving, and I hope we kind of find some idea about like what type of like that's a demonstration of like what a named problem, right? And then my solution to there is like proof doc. That's what I sold to my first client. The proof doc is essentially a lead magnet. I just rewrite proof like because you need to prove, right, a document proof. It's a proof, a document to prove that you're an expert. So that's my claim initially at the beginning of my stages. I closed one client, but yeah, that's that's my idea in a nutshell. So I think it
Nice.
didn't. I mean, it worked, but I think the way that I positioned it is not that strong. The solution is not strong in my opinion because I'm trying to do a Notion based. Remember, I sent you some links. That's it. That's the proof, doc. But if you put it in a generic term, it's all about Notion based, information based lead magnet, right? And I
Yeah,
just put
yeah,
it in Notion essentially. But I rebranded it, right? That's what I'm saying, like the category, and then we need to create a new category, and then like we need to say something spicy or some wording. Like, yeah, at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do, right? With you to increase the perception of your offers, to make sure that, oh yeah, I need to give Jason
needs to be
5K.
spicy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need to give because like I don't know who is the guy solving this, whatever the problem. That, yeah, the full service. Nobody's serving that problem for service advertising problem, and he's solving it with niche advertising system that he has. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
Just
Oh.
one more thing that might be worth mentioning. It could be a bit of a detour.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When you talk about the big picture, what's the big promise? So I mentioned those three, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fourth one would actually be to be seen as an authority.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot to mention another deliverable or service that I could potentially help with is creating a research report.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because if they
So
want that, yeah, I can also help you do that.
yeah,
That's a
research report.
premium offer, by the way. Yeah, yeah, I would assume.
Yeah, research reports and like it's a lot of work. And
Mm-hmm.
then potentially also workshops monthly, like a monthly workshop, webinar, conference event, something like that. That those two are more about the authority. So we start by testing LinkedIn ads. We then get a regular cadence of getting clients in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Over time, we convert
The
strangers
data.
with a research based lead magnet, a research report, and we then try push them onto a monthly workshop where we go through our research and system and all of that kind of stuff with them for free. They can then learn it and do it themselves, or they can hire us. So that's the ultimate thing. Those two I've dropped off for now just because they're further away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll probably need to be working with someone for 6 months before we look at doing research.
Right.
Like,
Yep.
so
And
I'm like 1 month in, 2 months in with my first client, so we're not there yet.
but that's a key because again, this document that at the end of this sessions, right? You need to look at this and say, okay, I this is a living document, right? It's never going to be a final thing, but you mentioning that here, right, as we record, right? I'm gonna put that right, and then synthesize that essentially into the final document, right?
Mm.
But because like you're just basically increasing the LTV per client is all that you're
Yeah,
doing, which is good.
yeah,
Yep.
because I want to earn 5,000 a month from the ads, and then we have a few projects along the way to try
Mm.
get to 100,000. I'd like to earn 100,000 a year per client. So 5,000 a month
Would take you
over
to
12 months
60.
is 60. So there's 40K. So let's say we do a lead,
Ah.
that's 5K. We do a landing page, that's 5K. We do a diagnostic, that's, I don't know, 7K. We have a research report, maybe that's 15, 20,000. Like that's a lot of effort if we got it. Because for mine, I had 32 calls of
Ooh.
30 to 60 minutes each. Like that's, you
And
know, 20 to 30 hours just for calls. And
right.
then you got to take notes and figure out what they said and categorize. And then I sent out 44 surveys. So there's a lot of work to get data.
Right. And also, I'm just thinking just because we're recording, to put it into the transcribe is just the idea of like one of the reasons why they would want to buy that. Not just that, but also like the angle that you can say like once I have that research, I can then use that to the content. Like it's kind of like a
Yes.
flywheel. Like it's
Yeah,
gonna
exactly.
return back. Maybe you could offer that for the like last quarter so that they could like be like so that in 2027, bro, like you have a fresh insight that everybody's gonna have you on that.
Yeah.
I'm just giving.
Exactly. Yeah, you've nailed it. not only the best type of lead magnet I found, but it's also your year's worth of content. You can
Mm-hmm.
tap into that. You can write email newsletters from that. And it also sets you up as an authority. So it's an amazing lead magnet,
Mm-hmm.
fuels your content, and sets you up as an authority, because only authorities define playbooks and publish research on the best ways to do things. And
Right. And also, like, I would add, fudge, I forgot what, I forgot what I was trying to say, but like, you can also add like some sort. I forgot what I'm trying to say. Like, there's also another benefit. Oh yeah, I can remember. Like, one of the reasons why something is valuable in the age of AI is because there's a human doing it
mm, yeah,
that
with
AI
collecting
can't
data.
do. Yeah, that
Yeah.
AI can't do. That's the only moat. That's why I'm saying to you, like, so you're so unique, and I'm like, even for me personally, I don't have time, right? Because I'm the bottleneck that your clients having is like we're experiencing it right now, real time too. Like, I have multiple clients already with you and other stuff. Like, I'm working more than 8 hours, by the way, but I'm thinking behind the scenes, like, yeah, what's like, how can I market? And I'm thinking your way too, like the research, because I know it's defensible. Like, when I say, like, I've conducted this, like, even that hook, like, I can't, unless they're like really bad people and they're lying. I mean, that's the edge case, but as long as people are like not lying, like, only a few people can say that. So you can like also say that to them, like, how many seven-figure agency founders have this report? Only you can. Maybe you can even like make it even more extreme and make it more pricey. I'm gonna be only doing this for five founders or something like that. You know what I mean? Because that's all you need at the end of the day. If you because you only need five, right? So I think what you're clocking is like 500K AUD, right, per year, if that's your goal.
Yeah.
Gross. Is that gross or is that take home?
No, that's gross. That's revenue.
Okay, so I think that's super achievable on your caliber, the way you're thinking about it. And you're demoing it. Like, that's the funny part. Like, you're demoing it and then you can see them, you can share their data. The data that you're collecting leads to that. You know what I mean? So it's like, again, like, it's a flywheel, because the more you it works for you, right? The more you're gonna easily sell it in the backest of the back, and
Yeah.
because we have so many back end, like, this is the last core back end before. But I think the timing, I always really like that, the last part, because they're more convinced at that point. I don't know, maybe you can tweak that, but it's so funny because you say that and you know it would take you 3 months to build that out. I don't know how long, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
could be.
last quarter would be insane. So almost all of your money in your like your own business would be like all at the end almost. Like, throughout the year is like stable because you have retainers, and then one time like 5K, and then there's like, if there's five, like, yeah, 6 digit payout. And then that's good because you have a good Christmas and you anyways,
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. Okay. Okay, offer. I think we already have this. Um, yeah, I don't want to list this out for now. Skip. You can always we can always do this like outside of what I want with this calls is like the things that you need to talk about, right? Those are just, you can list them out. Um, okay, this tell me if you if the, yeah, this is just quick though. The dream outcome, right? I'm using the Alex Ramosi formula for the value. So what's the dream outcome? Like, emotionally though. Maybe the idea of like they want to be perceived as an expert, that's beyond the money though. Because we all know, because it's the money. They want to grow, they want to scale. Okay, we get that.
Yeah. People do seem to care. It would be a combination of leads in a way, or that because you're seen as an expert. So the dream outcome is very similar to the dream outcome of all marketing: predictable leads or predictable inquiries. The unique part that I would help with is unique inquiries that already see you as an expert.
Yeah, that's a different type of like way of receiving I get what you're trying to say. Yeah, anybody can claim, but can they also claim that while doing that, you also gain, not destroy your reputation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And expertise is not something you can claim. So in order to see that, they have
Recognize.
to recognize you as that. So
Mm.
I'm seeing that now with my research report. People are reaching out to me for advice to partner. I've been asked to speak at an agency event. So just because of the research.
Yep, that's your mode.
Mm.
Okay. Perceived likelihood, like again, the Alex Ramosi, what would make them believe that it would actually work for them specifically? The thing that we're doing is based on research. Is that the angle here?
At the moment, I'm working on case studies. I think the thing that helps also is the LinkedIn ads experiment. So pay 2K and let's figure out if it works for you. You get some results with that. That increases your belief significantly because it's not here's case studies for other business. It's no, here's data for yours. So I know this concept will work
Yeah.
really well for most agencies. So we just need to give them a super easy way to try it. Now I know $2,000 sounds like a lot for you and also for me, but
Mm-hmm.
for bigger businesses,
It's a business expense at the end of the day for
yeah,
them. It's not a personal like they're gonna pull some personal
yeah,
money
exactly.
in their bank. It's more of like how can we reallocate marketing budget to this guy? I think that's the way they're gonna be thinking about it. Not like
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull my bank account. Yeah.
yeah, and most marketing will be 5 to 10% of revenue. So let's say worst case scenario, they're spending 3% of their revenue on marketing. If they're doing 5 million a year,
Let's do the yeah, yeah.
then at 3%, their marketing budget is 150,000 a year. So that's about 12,000 a month. So let's say 10,000 a month. So it's 1/5 of 1 month's marketing budget.
So that's like
So
maybe
yeah. So
I don't know.
if you're
Hmm.
if you run
Sorry, sorry.
LinkedIn ads and you said to me, hey, you could spend maybe $50 a month or $100 a month, it would be like me saying, cool, let's do this experiment for $10,
Mm,
$5, and we'll see if these ads will work for you, Francis.
right.
It's like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
because there's just a high reward, but like $5, $10 is not much.
Mm. And also like I don't know because we only post three because I had an idea there. Like we only post three, but I don't know. Do you think like it's a good idea? Like we need to put in their minds to believe that they need to have in their budget like an experimental marketing budget. Just because if they believe that already, it would be more easier for them to actually try your sprint. Because if they have like a big budget still, 150K for marketing, for example, but that like budget is so tight, you know what I mean? Like they can't like change anything for that, but they need a belief dismantling first. But if you're not targeting those people, and yeah,
I
never
don't I
mind.
don't think so. I think it'll be small. That
Okay.
might need to be the case for them to agree to 5,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
But the argument for them to agree to 5,000 a month is because our experiment worked.
Okay, got it.
So they're like, oh yeah, we've already seen traction. And 2,000 a month is at the point where it's experiment money, it's throwaway money for them. It's not really, even if they've spent their whole budget, an extra 2,000 is not too much. That's my suspicion. We will see what they say, but looking at the numbers is quite low.
Let me type. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. What else? Effort. What's the right? I don't know the answer for this. Effort required. What does the client needs to do? Maybe
For what?
just put
For
like
what?
hour. Yeah, just make. Yeah, I know what you mean. Maybe for the retainer at least for now, the 5K, the core offer.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Maybe an hour a week. Let's say 1 hour a week, and maybe they have to review the 3 posts once they're written. So an hour a week for the content, and then another 30 minutes a week to check the content, and another 1 hour a month to review the analytics, something like that.
Mhm.
I try to keep it quite minimal.
How many for the analytics? 30 minutes per month or 1 hour?
In the beginning, it'll be 1 hour. Over time, maybe 30 minutes could be fine.
Yeah, it's like for a month though. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I would like to work it down to 1 hour a week.
Hmm.
That would be nice if they can just do an hour a week. There will be more time in the beginning because we will be figuring out what to post about, all of that kind of stuff. Over time, we get data. And so the data might say, oh, people like this concept. Let's make 3 more posts on that concept.
Mm-hmm. I think okay, let me check. We're done with module 3 by the way. The big promise, idea, USP, offer, value. Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Okay, so I've okay.
What's next?
Yep. Give me a sec. We're skipping a lot of things by the way. Because like I assume already because we are a new thing. We haven't like we don't have we're gonna update your SFD from time to time too. By the way. Because like I could already tell.
Yeah.
Um
Are you going to ask about case studies?
yeah, something like that, like testimonials, like more data. So it's gonna be easy to transport, right? Just because we have the data and you know your. By the way, it's just a personal thing. Before while I'm finding the questions, why did you arrive at like the data idea? Is that your background really, or you're not really data driven before, but you just really know that it's valuable? So yeah, just a question, personal.
I just wanted to know the best way to grow my own business.
You don't like it though? Is it like you have a background before? I always do it.
Not really. I've done some data stuff before, but I don't have a background in data. I've done research
Mhm.
before. I used to be a UI UX designer, and we'd do customer research where we would bring people in and interview them. And I've done a bunch of interviewing for jobs,
Mhm.
but I haven't done deep research like this. This was the first time.
Oh, okay. And then how did you like? Did you follow like a methodology? You know what I mean? Or
Yeah. Hey, ChatGPT.
Oh, okay. You asked. Oh, that's nice. That
Yeah.
gave me hope actually, because like,
To be honest,
Mhm.
did I follow a methodology? It's very simple data
Mm.
because you ask questions about the core metrics of someone's business. How much are you earning? What's your profit margins? How are you getting clients? Just the core stuff. The stuff that you're asking me now,
Mhm.
I just ask those things. And then you sit down afterwards and you say, what are the patterns?
Oh, you use AI to generate the pattern. I like that.
No, no, I put it in an
Oh,
Excel spreadsheet
okay.
and I wrote down a consistent numeric number for everyone. So profit margin, 20%,
Ah.
marketing channels, SEO, Facebook ads, blah, 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 or referrals, like whatever it is. And then growth rate. What were you doing? Like how much revenue did you earn last year? How much did you earn this year?
Mm-hmm.
Cool, you grew by 20%. Then the whole premise of the report is what is the top 25% doing that the bottom 75% is not by growth rate?
Mm.
So look at the 25% fastest growers. And then I see, oh, the fastest growers are advertising with content and with
Mm-hmm.
social media ads. The slower growers are advertising with cold outreach and Google ads. Interesting, right?
Right.
How are these fast growers doing it? Oh, they're using social media ads, but really they're just boosting content. They're creating content that they're turning into ads.
Mm.
Interesting. That's a good insight. That's how I did things basically. And then you just get average data. This is the average profit margin for the top 25. This is the average for the bottom 75. This is the average growth rate for the top 25. This is the average growth rate for the bottom 75. And so on. And then you
Would
make
you,
patterns.
if I know it took you a lot of time, but I'm just thinking like the structure of how you thought about it. So the bottleneck would be, so what you said is like the easy part, like you just, but I think the hardest part, at least at the beginning, would be to first to find the people that would do actual and be honest with you, right? And to give you that data. I think that's the hardest one probably. But before that though, I think you have a rough idea of what you want to conduct the research, right? I think that's hard too. To think about what to research about, right? Or what to or
Well,
no.
well, I was an agency owner wanting to know the best way to grow my agency.
Mm.
And so I wanted to know what separates the agencies that actually grow from the ones that don't.
Mm.
That was the premise.
Got
And
it.
so I thought if I could just ask people, I would be able to see what worked. But it's hard to just ask people, hey, I know you run a 10 million a year agency, but can I ask you for your sensitive numbers and not give you anything in return? Hard sell, right?
Right.
Hey, I'm doing a research report. Can I ask you some questions and I will share everyone's data with you? Sure. Sounds great. So the research report was a way for me to get access to the data. The other hypothesis was I was looking for a way to find a way to market. And the one premise was, could research be used as a way to market? Because more people will say yes to a research call than a sales call.
Mm.
And after that, could I get the research participants onto a sales call? And I could. I got 8 of them onto a sales call, and a few were interested. So that did work, but through the research, I actually found a better way to market, and that was with thought leadership ads.
Well, man, that gave me like an insight, no pun in,
Mm.
of like how you conduct it, and it's actually smart, if I'm being honest, the way you do it. So I think
Yeah.
we should like stop here for a while. I think the good thing is like we did a lot of session two. So what I'm doing right now is like after this call, I'm gonna like organize the questions that intentionally skip, because I kind of know like you probably already have it somewhere, or you can answer it quickly because it doesn't need a thought. It's more of like data recollection, or you just typing things out. You know what I mean? It's not like I need to think about it. You know what I mean? So I skip
Mm.
those questions out. So, and since we are gonna do Monday, so you have at least a lot of I know you're busy too, but you have a little bit of time to answer those for me. So Monday, right? We're gonna like sprint through the rest, which is we're gonna start actually properly next time, session 3, because you already answered that those questions that I will be sending within like I don't know 30 minute ish from now. Um yeah. I think that's gonna be it. I think the good unlock here is like the problem and then the solution that we came up in, and then just what do you call that? Codifying a lot of things and then organizing them. I mean that's the promise that I started, right? I'm not gonna be here like creating new things. It's more of like organization, but also we unlock some stuff too, like especially with your um the back end offer. Right? That's
Yeah.
gonna be how it would be positioned and things. Even though it's not gonna be relevant for now, one day looking back at this conversation, it would like yeah, the time that I talked with Franz, that started a conversation about this, right? So yeah, there's so many things that we talk about. So yeah, I'm excited for the final product, right? The final document. We can have a look at it too, maybe on Monday if we have extra time, so that we can course correct too what I'm documenting for now, for session 1, session 2, right? Everything for sure you're gonna edit them out anyways too, but you have a rough like I don't know how long it would be. It would be a long ass document, I'm sure,
Mm.
because
Okay.
it's everything as you can tell. Like you're already seeing, but I think the last sessions is not that deep though. We already this day is the deepest one by the way, and the last yesterday.
Cool. Yeah, I've also written a lot of content. I If you have a look through my social media posts, you will get one case study about my numbers. Also,
Mm,
you will see my rough numbers in that the system flow that you went through.
mm-hmm.
So there's one. I can send you another post that I'm busy working on at the moment with a case study from Alex James.
Oh, that's what I'm about to ask. Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah,
Mm.
we need that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I've got my own case study. So far, I've
Woo!
built a email list of 268 leads. 80-90% are 7 and 8 figure agencies.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I've been asked to speak at an event. So I've got a lot of people. Where I think I'm falling down is the
Mm-hmm.
sales, because I haven't had a good offer, so people haven't been buying. But I've had like eight eight or nine sales calls.
Mm.
But that's pretty good. And then I've had a few
Yeah.
people that have said yes and then pulled out, and then one person that said yes moved
What's
forward
it?
and then
Mm-hmm.
pulled out. So
What's the offer though? Is are you communicating the 5K or what's the offer that you're
no,
trying to?
all of this is new.
Oh,
So,
fudge. So it literally will affect you when you have another sales call. Then so I feel good about that. Yeah. Okay. That's great. Yeah.
yeah, I've been thinking about it, not just new on this call. I've been thinking about it outside of the call. But the offer that I presented to them
Right.
was $10,000, and we will get your lead magnet set up and your diagnostic and your first month of content. We will do all the setup for $10,000, which I think is not very appealing. And then the first step that I presented was, let's figure out your advertising niche. But I think people don't care about strategy. They want quick action. So even with you, right?
Mm.
This foundation document stuff, extremely valuable,
They don't
but
care.
it's a lot of effort and it doesn't feel like we're making progress in a sense.
Mm.
In a
Yeah. Yeah. I
sense,
got
right?
what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Whereas what would have been very cool if you're like, hey, Jason, I have a 2-week 2-post trial where we get
Mm.
our first 2 posts or our first 4 posts done in the next 2 weeks, and we jump straight into it, and it's this amount, and then at the end you decide if you want to keep going with me. I'm like, that's great. We look like, it feels like we're getting right into things. I
Mm.
already have ideas that I want to work on. That feels like we're moving faster. Still, as we go, you will
Mm-hmm.
ask questions about what's your tone of voice, what's your unique perspectives, but it's cutting it like horizontally
Mm.
instead of vertically. It's not like all the strategy in one go. Now we
Mhm.
get started. It's a little bit of strategy in order to do the first post.
Got it. Wow,
So
that's an insight right there.
if you said to me, hey, let's get started, we do one post, it's $50. We hop on a 1 hour call, I'll write it for you, we review it, and then we can post it. And it's a one post test. Maybe one might be too little, maybe you could do two or three. That would be valuable. So for me, same thing. I'm like, let's do a LinkedIn experiment. Yeah, we have strategy and all this kind of stuff, but I have an idea of three posts that do well. I don't need to reinvent the wheel for you. Let's just find three templates. One is a case study, one is a XYZ. These are always like a story post. These always do well. Well, let's just write one for your company. Tell me a story of when you've delivered this for a client that was amazing. Like, you don't need to know tone of
Mm.
voice and all this stuff for that. It's just tell me the story. Great. I'll write that down and we post that. There's one post.
That's
If that makes sense.
interesting. Yeah, yeah. And even for me, as I listen, if someone pitch that to me, even for me, like not a seven figure, that would interest me. You know what I mean? That I get what you're trying to say, like speed to result of like a tangible
Yeah.
thing being actually compiled. Yeah, that's interesting. I've never thought it about it that way. Yeah, I'm gonna take notes on that. Even though that's not on you, like that's on me. But yeah, the way, because I have that feedback before we end, I just want to share. It's like there's someone told me, like in a call. Like I don't know what happened to our, because I'm so enthusiastic because it's a referral, right? And I just
Mm.
became me. I didn't have a structure. And then what he said, then I'm waiting for what we will do, for what happens next after this. And I haven't figured it out, bro. Like like, and then
Yeah.
I quickly realized, okay, this client acquisition thing, yeah, it gave me enough like to get them into, I think my bottleneck too sometimes right now is just what, yeah, like what you said, the offer, right? And also what to talk about, yeah, with the sales call thing. Because in terms of like the marketing chatting, and I think I'm decent. I'm not the best, but I'm decent. But yeah, the sales is different. It's so different.
Yeah. Just do 153 post test, something like that.
Mm. Yeah, I like the term like experiment or test or
Yeah.
like a sprint. I don't care about the term. It's more of like it's just a test, and then after this, we'll decide. AKA, this is what we're doing right now, but I just didn't have a brand to do it, right? Or a frame to do it with you, right? And I will take notes on the spreading of the strategy, so that they're more inclined. I get that too, because some, the inbound thing that I was talking about, she already has an idea, but I'm like pushing the, like what we're doing here, and then I think that's the reason why it's slowing down a little bit, of like
Mm.
why she's a little bit, she even like literally mentioned, I like that idea, but I actually just want to share. she's like she's
Yeah.
like she's willing to pay, but I'm trying, no, that's not my process, you know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
need to
Yeah.
be,
I'm the same. I have 50 post ideas ready to go. Half of them are already drafted. I just want help getting them out.
okay. So how about this? It's just a question. How about if we done? I'm gonna apply, but like because I heard Alex Hermosi's like, how intelligent are you? It's like how fast do you learn? I want to learn in 1 minute, right? So how about this? How about we just close this out immediately on Tuesday? We can talk about how can I help, because I think even the strategy, if I'm being honest, you already laid it out, the perspective layer, right? 3 times a week, and I have my opinion too. I think it's pretty much done, the strategy of what we talk about. All I
Mm.
think what I need from you is like access to that, and then I
Yeah.
can help you like put that into a calendar, right? And then strategize the sequence of it, and then lay probably an outline for you. Or if you already have them drafted, I'm just gonna double check, right? On if there's something that needs to be improved, whatever, right? Or the things that haven't been done. Or I think in for the month, I think we're done, right? Because if there's 25, right? There's more than
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. So for the two things, so for your stepping stone offer,
Uh-huh.
it would have been more valuable if you said, let's just do three posts together. So say $150, just the
Mm-hmm.
same as what we've paid for this.
Mm-hmm.
150, let's get three posts out. You could say to your clients, you probably have ideas of some stuff that you've been meaning to write for ages. Let's just start with that, right? I,
Of
I'll
course.
bring I'll bring my templates of posts that always perform well if you don't have any, and I will guide you. But if you have ideas, we can write those. Then the next step is, okay, you want to move forward. Now we need content pillars or some kind of structure. That is something that I do care about, but content, because I'm posting weekly at the moment. So there's a constant treadmill that I have to keep running on. And so if I could just hand it over to you and then we do the pillars and then we scale up to 3 times a week and you just maintain 1 a week in the beginning, just some ideas.
Yeah, that makes sense too. Like the quicker of I'm gonna experiment, okay? I'm gonna experiment on that immediately because I'm convinced too of what you said. That's easier to say yes to. Like one post per week and test it out if you see or 3 posts, right? And see how you see my writing style or the way I presented your idea. And then we can go on from there. And then all
Yeah.
I need is one. Maybe I still need an hour or something like that though for them to
Yeah, that's
give me a
fine. Yeah.
yeah.
But 6 to 10 hours is a very hard sell.
I didn't. Yeah, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
You're just a
Yeah.
different beast because you respect the game and you're a writer. But for a non-writer that doesn't care about this stuff, they would quickly turn this. Probably that's the girl that I was talking about. She's not one of us. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why she's
People
resisting.
don't understand why this stuff is important.
Oh, okay.
So we got to sell them what they want,
Mm,
give them what they need as part of that. I don't know if you've ever heard that
I
saying.
heard that the carrot idea. Yep.
Exactly. So what they need is strategy. They need
Yep.
perspective pillars. They need a unique mechanism. They need a big idea. They need all of this stuff.
Right.
But what they want is content being posted that's getting liked.
Right. I get it. I get
They want
it.
they want content. They came to you because they want to get content out and they want likes on that. They want good content that they feel good about. Content
Okay.
worth reading.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't apply it. Yeah, I get it. Okay. I'm listening and I'm learning. Okay, anyways, thank you. I need to go now. Yeah, I think we overstep in the time. Thank you for your time, by the way. It's more of like the last part is more for me
Yeah.
than for you,
Well,
but
no, it's both ways because I'm learning the same lesson. The only reason I can tell you this is because that first client that I lost was because we did strategy. And she was like, 2-hour workshops, we're tired at the end. Yeah, we feel like we work better without workshops. We don't want to keep doing this. That was part of the reason.
okay.
Whereas if I said to her, let's do an experiment, I think that would have been a lot more appealing.
I hope okay. I hope that's not gonna be my lesson for you. Because I already
No.
okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm just holding out for us to work on a few posts so that I can see what you're actually like to work with.
Next week, let's try it next week immediately. After the
Cool, let's do
Monday
that.
thing. Yeah, let's do that.
Awesome.
Okay, all
Cool.
right.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you,
We'll
Jason. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. One last thing, if you can, not that
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you homework over the weekend,
Mm-hmm.
but have a think around what my content pillars would be in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
3
Okay.
posts a week. What do we write about?
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna reference heavily of the Alex James. I really like that, by the way. I really like it. So if for some reason that resonated with you, it's because I'm heavily borrowing that concept. Got it.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks,
All right.
Matt.
Yep.
Have a
Me
good
too.
weekend.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.